Hello, everyone, and welcome back to That Time We Woke Up in a Podcast and Had to Explain Manga, our heated adventures, overanalyzing manga that we find interesting. My name is Sam, and join us this week on the Over Manga Cast as we return to the snowy land of Hokkaido in the early 20th century. It's more Golden Kamuy by Satoru Noda. We read chapters 70 through 97. I'm sure there will be less assault of bears in this one, right? Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Over Manga Cast. My name is Sam, and as always, here at the top of the show, we talk about our familiarity with what we read this week. As usual, for a series that we've done multiple times on the show, I kind of just stick to it for the show, so I've not done any Golden Kamuy since last time. Matt, how about you?
Same. Golden Kamuy is really... I read it with the show at this point.
Yep. And how about you, Jay?
I honestly can't say the same. I accidentally read ahead because I enjoy this manga so much. I'm so glad to once again have the opportunity to read it with my hosts because my goodness, I love this manga. It is the best discovery, one of the best discoveries that I've made with this podcast. Yeah, it is my jam and I love it. And I'm excited to share our reading with our listeners.
Hell yeah. All right. And Jacob could not join us this week. I believe that he is at least 3 prisons deep into the chain breakout sequence.
Well, he needs some advice from our guy, Shiraishi. He'd teach him a thing or two.
Escape King Shiraishi. We'll get to him. There's a lot of Shiraishi in this episode.
I'm not mad. I love it.
But we open up with our favorite failure of a member of Division 7.
Whoa. He has some positive attributes.
Yeah. No, Genjiro is great. He's a really cool guy, like, character-wise, but oh boy, he cannot catch a break.
He's very level-headed comparatively to a lot of our characters, and I appreciate that about him.
Yep. You know, he's recovering in the Ainu village. He's watching the little Ainu boy Osama playing with a toy. It's made out of some shells from a shellfish that you can play with to make a funny sound. Unfortunately, they're designed for children, and he's an adult.
Yeah, and it was really, I had some kind of like foundational moment when he was playing with them, because I remember playing with a similar, probably not with seashells, but I don't know, with planks of wood. I don't know, like a similar toy. It's like child's toy. So immediately, that kind of made me feel really like, I didn't know other kids played with that too. But it just the very, I guess, old school fundamental like connection there. And I really did feel for our friend when the shells broke, because I'm just like, oh, they did the thing where grown up tries to play with kid toys and it turns out catastrophic. And Osama really did feel bad because he's like, oh crap. Oh crap. I need to get someone to help.
We need grandma now. We need a bandage.
Yes, remembering the ancient toys of the 1900s.
You know what? Shut up. Okay, I actually did remember playing with a similar contraption.
Making loud noises is a time-honored tradition of children the world over. But that is just a quick check-in with him. We've actually got a lot more to talk about with him later. Right now, we need to remember that there's an actual overarching plot with the Treasure of Naparabo, as Hijitaka and his crew are talking about the man himself, and it is revealed that we already knew that he wasn't like from Hokkaido. He wasn't like born Ainu, but we get some more details that he was actually a partisan from Russia who fled the country and went to Hokkaido,
Mm-hmm.
which explains a lot more about how he was able to like murder a bunch of guys and squirrel away a bunch of money for a like paramilitary operation.
Yeah, we kind of knew this already, but he came from not necessarily the noblest of backgrounds, which made him uniquely equipped to navigate and I guess thrive in the underbrush of Hokkaido, Japan, and assimilate into Ainu culture. Well,
Mhm. That's being talked about. We cut back to our protagonists, who are uh, getting essentially their quest rewards from the guy from last time, which includes a, a book made out of human skin with a face on it.
yeah, why does it seem like this keeps on like being a thing? I can't tell you how many uh different type of media have some kind of forbidden tome that is just made out of human skin, and that is, I guess, something that transcends all cultures. Once you bring the book made out of a human face, all things are about to go downhill.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a classic. It's several different layers of taboo. Murdering somebody using human skin like that, making a book.
Mhm.
You're gonna put all sorts of forbidden knowledge in that book. The fact that it's got like the whole face on it, and like it's not even a screaming face. It looks disturbingly serene.
It
Mhm.
makes you wonder, or in that sense, I would say it's less terrifying because, to imply that, there was some kind of weird facial expression displayed on this book, I think would sort of connote some more terrifying origin, whereas at least in my mind, I'm like, this looks, dare I say, serene or
Mhm.
expressionless, so I can at least in my head rationalize that possibly this person was already dead before their skin was ripped off.
Well,
Anyone else have that thought?
given what we learned about the guy that created this book, yeah, the victim was probably already dead and not like brutally murdered in any way. Um, because
Well, I that kind of eases my mind a little bit, at least, I guess. But I mean, the topic at hand is literally a household item made out of human skin. So
what
how?
is the province of the skin that binds this book?
Yes.
But we learned that it passed through the hands of a bunch of different weirdos until a guy who was killed by, of fucking course, a bear.
Mhm.
Yep. There's a lot of them in here.
It was taken from his. He was dead, so he didn't need it anymore. Ended up in the hands of the eccentric collector from last time, who uh, reveals that the rumor has it that this was stolen by a thief from a house in Yubari. And inside the house was a skin bearing a mysterious tattoo.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So could be more of our codes. And of course, the Seventh Division is one step ahead of us because we cut to Yubari and Lieutenant Tsurumi is already here.
I love the plot contrivances that get every single main character in this town. It's kind of insane because the cast is now like 20 people.
Like the second time that we have these three separate groups of weirdos all show up in the same area, that's odd. The fact that it keeps happening. Like they show up to another place where there's a rumored skin with a weird tattoo and it's like, ah crap, Sugimoto's here too, damn it. Why don't you go off and hunt down somebody else?
Yeah, especially because they only get the like thing here is because like this human face book came from some weirdo who had it in a taxidermy shop in. Yeah, but speaking of some weirdo, the Seventh Division is doing some grave robbing because they want the skin of a miner that they heard had the tattoos they're looking for. They find the
Hmm.
empty grave, but more importantly, they find a grave robber who drops his gloves, which wouldn't be that interesting, except these gloves are made out of human hands.
Yeah. Kind of odd, right?
Yeah. And Lieutenant Tsurumi is way too invested in these gloves. He immediately puts one on and is like, ooh, the glove does fit it.
Yeah, it's
My,
kind of a
my.
weird Cinderella kind of call out here. I wonder who has the other glove.
It's so masterfully created. The stitching makes it seem to be a true second skin, and the fact that there are fingernails grafted onto it lets you handle coins. It's a
Oh,
masterwork.
joy. Oh, joy. The coins.
So y'all seen Hitchcock's Psycho, right?
Mm,
Yeah. We go up to this nice Western style house that, yeah, it's Psycho house, and
Mm-hmm.
we see a very nice young man who seems to be having dinner with his elderly mother.
wait,
And
I don't know if his mother is out quite yet, right?
no, we see a female figure in a chair, and the guy says, "Oh, don't get up. I'll answer the knock at the door." "Hello, can I help you?" Lieutenant Surumi standing there, menacing as ever with his forehead plate. "Hello, I need a taxidermist. I heard one lives here."
And
And
then
this
we
is
just get entire panels full of like fauna. And I'm like,
mhm.
okay, okay, Golden Cow new mangaka, stop showing off. What are you even doing here?
I also have
Stop
to point
showing.
out that weirdly, our new character is literally the second frame of Suribi, like literally showing up, is already Kira Kira eyes. Like, it's weird. It's very weird.
Well, this guy, Edo guy is his
Ah.
name. He is a bit unstable, we learn, because, he's giving Surumi the tour. It's like, oh yes, I get many orders from America and Europe. They want the exotic creatures of Japan. So
Yeah.
that's where I get all my money.
I mean, that makes sense. There's always going to be collectors who are like, ooh, I want to get this exotic fauna taxidermied so I can put it in my living room.
Hmm.
I like
And
how he just has Junji Ito's cat.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good kitty. But I do like this because from the first panel where we saw Edo guy, I'm like, oh no, this is just Ed Gein again. This is Psycho ripoff. Obviously, the mom is dead and like preserved there. But when Lieutenant Tsurumi puts the like gloved hand on his shoulder, it's like, I'm here to return the glove you dropped. And Edo guy like knocks over a piece of taxidermy in shock. There's a panel of what appears to be the mother saying, "Oh dear, what was that?" And some other random saying, "Something's wrong, should we go see?" And it almost convinced me that I had jumped the gun. I jumped to conclusions, except they all look so stiff.
Yeah. What is the film of House of Wax?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting real House of Wax vibes here. Kind of gave me chills, but was not, and that was all for good reason because yeah, what you assume is indeed the case. These are taxidermied human bodies, including his deceased mother,
Mm-hmm.
who you might be wondering, how is she speaking to him?
She's not. He's very insane.
Yeah, my armchair diagnosis would be this boy has suffered enough trauma that he is schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the panel when Lieutenant Surumi, Lieutenant Surumi, praises him for how good the glove is, and he's like, "Oh yes, well, it's pig skin, not human skin, but yes, of course, I can work to make one for you. Let me go get my tools. You just wait right here." And Surumi, of course, goes into the dining room where all the taxidermied bodies are. And Edo guy is hiding behind the door, holding a knife, and wearing a mask made out of hands and ears. What in the Elden Ring is this shit?
I like how
I
normal what you described him wearing when it is
I mean, that was the
monstrous.
initial like
Uh-huh.
visage, right? And from a purely hand-drawn, not having to actually see this thing in real life, I kind of found it interesting to look at because there's symmetry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, it's interesting piece. I guess I hear where you're going with this of, um Edo Guy is quite the artist. I just don't necessarily agree with his medium.
I don't
Um
agree with him making a mask out of hands and ears.
yes. But I see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
We really started in Psycho and then went just immediately into Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like,
Yeah. Uh but the like voices in his head of all the different victims saying kill him, you must kill him. But he's the only one that's ever praised my work. Mother, you never praised my work. That's because you were. I never praised your work because you were naughty like your father, which is why I killed him and why I chopped your balls off so that you wouldn't be like him. It's like, okay, what
Yeah.
the
You're
hell?
definitely leaning into the Edward Gein.
Yeah,
Gosh. Good
but
documentary on Netflix if you haven't checked it out yet.
I'll add it to the list. But I do like the way that Lieutenant Surumi like gets out of this because he just starts lauding at a guy for his like skill in taxidermy and making weird fucked up clothes out of people.
yeah, Sarumi is into it and he is 100% willing to match that freak. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the amount of riz Rimi gives off, particularly in this moment, and strangely in this reading, is I don't know how to feel about it. It's a lot. It's a bit much.
It is a bit much. Like, I can't even begin to describe some of these outfits.
Yep. Like full on fashion shows. He's like, ooh, I want you to try another one. Do a little twirl. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's very, very off putting.
I love the the like narration box that says fashion shows began in 1840 when an Englishman placed a garment on a live model and had that person walk around his salon. Whether Lieutenant Surumi knew about this or not is a mystery.
I'm just was I guess I was just not expecting them to go full throttle into this. Again,
Oh my god, I realized the collar on the second outfit.
is is I appreciate the creativity. I see the vision. The medium, no.
The collar on the second outfit is made out of nipples.
mhm. His real medium is erotic gimp suits. His
Erotic gimp suits made out of people.
Yeah.
and big old dongs.
Yeah.
I mean, we can psychologically diagnose that. I think it was more than just the balls, Sam.
Yeah, probably. Uh, so yeah, Surmi has completely smitten this man to his side, and now he will do what the lieutenant demands, which is make fakes of the prisoner tattoos to sow discord and confusion amongst the treasure hunters.
I do like how he convinces him fully on his side by saying, "You need to shoot your mother," and then he
Mhm.
holds him like Patrick Swayze in Ghost and like caresses him until that gun goes off in a very orgasmic panel.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, yes, you're not yes.
it's quite something.
I do also have to say it was very intuitive, I guess, of Surumi to know that he kind of needed that closure and this was like he was experiencing this because again, like he's not all there. Um but I almost want to say it was kind of therapeutic in giving him closure, I guess.
I don't know he got closure though, because he's equally as crazy every time we see him. So like
So what I mean by that is essentially his mother was obviously deceased. We find out she died of heart failure. He did not outright murder her. So she died. He obviously, you know, whether he went full Edward Gein could not accept his mother's untimely departure and taxidermied her maybe but obviously due to his psychological condition, his break or what have you, he still felt that she was very much alive, and so by shooting her he essentially put that chapter to bed. She is dead, is no longer speaking to him.
I think Surumi's greatest power is being completely bonkers himself. He is willing to just yes and somebody to the point of catharsis. And there's a extremely perverse beauty in that. Thankfully, we get a bit of a breather with the next chapter, which is just another I Knew cooking adventure.
it's insane to me that we get this like human flesh body horror show for 2 chapters, and then they're just like, let's have some delicious food.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
do that
yeah.
multiple
Spring!
times.
Yeah.
It's spring, time to harvest the bounty of the land.
Oh,
Just
it's cute. It's
it is.
it's a very Golden Kamuy thing though. They say, "Here's this delicious food I knew people eat, and we made the delicious food, and everyone loves the delicious food. Hey, but wouldn't it be better if we put some poop in it? Do you mean miso? I mean poop.
Henna.
This is
Yep.
very delicious."
Yep.
This chapter is fun because we get Asurpa's uncle just essentially constantly going like, "So, you know she's got a crush on you, right?" And he's Sugimoto's just like, "I really don't want to deal with this right now."
I
Sugimoto being
mean,
like, "Yep, I'm aware and I'm repressing."
I'm dodging that at the moment because it doesn't really feel appropriate.
this is a running theme, and given the cultural and perhaps the timely context, yeah, I understand it. It is very, very uncomfortable because it
Yep.
comes up multiple times, as you'll see in our previous episodes if you've given them a listen. Yeah.
I mean, grandma pushing it made the most sense because grandma was dying soon and was just like, "Look, I said I'd take care of you, girl. And if you have a husband set up, then I've done my duty as a grandparent. I'm not going to live forever, though. We really need to solve this." And this guy seems like the strongest person in Hokkaido.
Possibly
Yes.
all of the world.
Yep.
The fact that Asirpa, I do like the panel that shows off how uncomfortable Sugimoto is with this because Asirpa is like giving him the lowdown on all the different plants. It's like, this one is really good. It's in season. Here you go. Oh yeah, this is really tasty. Yeah, that one increases sexual potency. And Sugimoto has a look on his face like, you didn't need to tell me that.
What a weirdly specific thing to tell me about that.
You didn't need to tell me that.
Um.
Why do you know
he-
that?
Yes. This was very much giving me Mau Mau vibes. You guys collaborating over there?
I got the vibe that Usurper was doing it partially on purpose, but
Yeah.
Usurper seems like she's got like a
Well,
crush going on that's being repressed, but like not to any
Mhm.
degree that she thinks it is.
also,
Yeah.
she's not like a little tiny kid. She's what, like 12, 13, maybe even 14 years old at this point.
Just like preteen, early teen, yeah.
I've been
So
traveling
she's not
around
like
for
a
a year,
tiny
right?
baby.
All right, that's enough. That's enough of a palate cleanser. Let's cut back to the taxidermist, who is now just openly wearing his weird, avant-garde, I guess we'd call it, fashion human clothes, and being a prima donna perfectionist about the fake tattoos. To the
Yeah.
point where he starts violently grinding on a taxidermied polar bear, saying, "I need Mr. Surumi here so that he can tell me I'm a good boy."
Yep. This made me very uncomfy. I'll put
Yeah,
it out. I'll
me
put
too.
it there.
There's probably a psychological dive you can do into why so many of his creation have teats. Um,
Yeah,
Yep.
and like the homogeneity of the color, like they're fingers, but they kind of look like penises, but they also look like teats.
Hmm?
Oh my god, I
Well,
just noticed that the front of I just noticed that A, high heel boot, B,
Yes.
the toe of it is a skull.
When I saw that, I loved the go-go boots he
That
made.
is that is the most that's the most goth thing I've ever seen. I know several people who would wear those boots. Probably not with their original
With the
material,
ears,
but
Sam. They'd wear them with the
with
ears
the
on the
ears.
sides.
definitely not with the ears. But while the other members of the 7th Division go off to fetch Surumi, we get yet another Japanese soldier and young lost Ainu child relationship beginning. This pairing just keeps happening because Genjiro, the sniper guy, he's out, testing his like injured feet. He's hunting a deer, and an orphaned Ainu kid is following him around because it's like, oh yeah, no, he's this kid, his parents are. He's like the last surviving member of his family, but the village is just kind of collectively taking care of him. Oh yeah, what's his name? His name is Sikapasi. What's that mean? It means standing penis. God damn it, every time.
I
Can
love
we stop
his
talking
reaction.
about penises in this manga?
Yes. It's a normal naming convention to give your young child, well, they graduate from being given what a completely like repulsive name to be given their adult name,
Hmm.
which is a trend in a lot of native cultures. Um
I do like the
Kind
way
of
that
interested in
Genjiro.
the backstory of this one.
I do like the way that Genjiro takes in this information because he uses it to instantly become the uncle that ribs you about your name because he calls Sikapasi. I forget the actual word. It shows up later, but it's another Ainu word that essentially means boner. And it's like, my name's not boner, my name is standing penis. There's a
Yes, you are
difference.
describing a boner.
There is a there is a
Hard
linguistic
on. You know what I call that? An erection.
there is a linguistic difference here that you're not respecting. Yeah, because you're being a punk kid who's not.
Yeah. Also, like you're just being cheeky about it.
Yep.
The author's notes also do indicate that his name actually is like standing bird or something, but like
Mm.
Yeah.
the word for bird and the word for penis are so close that they're constantly used for each other.
Or they're used as a euphemism.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're homonyms. But we do get Genjiro's entire backstory over the course of a few chapters, which the twist is like obvious, but it still just kind of goes to show the skill of the mangaka that even such an obvious twist, the storytelling is still really compelling. Because he's telling the story about how he was a part of the Matanagi people. They had this like emergency ration, which was a regional form of mochi that he would put walnuts in as a personal touch.
Or was so I thought there was a difference between those mixed with miso and those mixed without, and his personal touch was to mix it with walnuts because if he mixed it with miso, that was offensive to to a different region or something.
His dad didn't like it, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But, he recounts the story about how, oh yeah, I had this friend, Kenichi, who was like my hunting partner. He liked the miso that I made. We would joke about how it would be our final meal if we ever got caught in a bad enough snowstorm. He went on to marry my sister. We became brothers-in-law. It was a real great time. And then their house burned down. My sister died in the fire, except I found a stab wound in her heart and Kenichi missing.
E.
So
Yeah.
he goes on a vengeance blood crusade.
I'll track him down wherever he is. I'll abandon my family, even though they're saying it's not worth the revenge quest. And he's like, it's worth it to me. I'm going to go join the army because that's where that snake went. I'm going to fight in the Russo-Japanese War. I'm going to meet Sugimoto and be like, that guy's so badass. But I'm going to go on without him because I
I
found out there's
mean,
another Ainu guy here.
it's kind of a very deep grudge because remember, they essentially became like brothers in spirit and then became brothers like brothers-in-law, and it's like that level of betrayal
Mm-hmm.
kind of broke everything, and this became like his sole vendetta.
I love the way that like Sugimoto is like a fulcrum for vengeance plots because during a like lull in the fighting, Sugimoto's recovering from being, of course, the only survivor of a suicide charge the night before.
Mhm.
And he asks Kenjiro if he's got anything to eat, and he hands over some of the kanamochi, and he's like, this is really interesting mochi. Yeah, there was another guy in a different division platoon that had some of this. Yeah, you got the same accent as him. Small world. Anyway, this is really tasty. I found him. I found my sister's killer. Hey, where are you going, man? Kenjiro's just storming off.
And like we find out that the Russo-Japanese War at this point is months into the conflict, and they've gotten to the point where like any grenades the Russians are throwing over are just being grabbed and thrown back. So they've decided they're going to guarantee the grenade can't get thrown back by tying it to a guy, and they're basically just suicide charging to like one Russian dies to take out 10 Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And
Classic Russian tactics.
yep. And in the midst of that happening, the guy that he's been chasing down this entire time rushes up and tackles the Russian who's coming to like blow them all up. And like he's like, "Wait, no, that's him. Oh no."
Mm-hmm. So Kenkichi saves his life, is hideously wounded in the explosion to the point where other people are like, he's done. He's gonna die. Just put him out of his misery and get back to the fighting. We got a war to win here.
Like the bomb exploded his eardrums too. Like he can't even hear you talking to him.
Mm-hmm. But he feeds him uh just a little bit of the kanamochi, and this is enough for him to be like, Kenjiro, it's you, brother. Let me use the last of my fading strength to tell you the truth. The cause of death of my wife, your sister, it wasn't a knife or fire, it was smallpox. Well, actually, I did stab her, but it was a mercy killing because she caught smallpox and she was going to die anyway. And she very specifically asked me to kill her in a mercy killing and then burn down the house to make it look like an accident so that nobody would know.
I actually really like this scene because it actually
Yeah.
happens in the reverse order you just said.
Oh, you're right. It
He,
is
he
the reverse order.
he's just giving a deathbed confession of like, I need you to like, I need to get this off my chest that you need to go and tell her family that she
Mhm.
was not murdered and like what really happened. I don't 100% understand why he didn't just go and solve this problem. Well, like he had to abandon her because she had smallpox, highly contagious. Not great, but like what else are you going to do? That makes sense. I don't know
Mhm.
why you don't go tell the family that she's dying of smallpox. I guess he
Probably
would have.
so it's explained that she is the most beautiful girl in like their village. So, she's the most beautiful girl, that is her identity. This is a huge she does not want anyone to see her. She covers her face with a rag and, doesn't want even him to really see the extent to the damage that's been done. So, knowing that she's on her deathbed, knowing that her beauty is gone, that she's like essentially kill me mercifully and leave no trace. So he does this thing and understanding that he feels a lot of weight and shame and feels that the best thing he can do is to just leave. I'll just become a soldier. I will put my grief, bury my grief and literally throw myself into the fray. And it is upon his deathbed that he's just like, okay, I am dying. I still want to get this weight off. And at the time he's like able to provide that bedside confessional of, I don't know who you are, my eardrums are shot. I just need to tell someone my story, my pain, my burden. And it just happens to be
the exact guy who needed to hear it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he feeds him that deathbed mochi, and he's just like, walnuts.
Damn, it was you the whole time.
God damn it, you bastard.
I'm kind of taking a light tone with the recounting, but it is again extremely well done, because it's like, yeah, there's more to this than it appears on the surface. This vengeance plot needn't have happened this way. It's also revealed that like his mother like died of grief after he left.
Well, essentially, she lost both children.
Yeah.
You lost a daughter under mysterious circumstances. You lost your son-in-law. He's off doing whatever. And now your son also is on a vengeance quest. And you're just like, well, crap. Right?
Yep. She was so worried about him that she worried herself right into the grave. And yeah, it's a lot of pain that could have been avoided. So anyway, do we want to see more fucked up outfits?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Let me have it.
Why he make himself quadrupedal with the long arms?
Why not? 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Why are the feet asymmetrical?
You don't see the vision, Sam. You don't see the vision.
I do not. And he's like coming to the front door like this to complain about the 7th Division guys slamming the door. Imagine if it wasn't the 7th Division guys. You're just wandering up like that.
Yep.
No shame.
Yeah.
You go apologize to the likeness I created of Mr. Surumi right now. He glued a bowl to his forehead to imitate the forehead plate.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And then we come back to the main crew, who basically just go lamprey hunting in the creek to have another cooking episode.
Yep.
I love the cooking episode so much.
And then we come back from the cooking episode to find that the taxidermist has perfectly replicated human skin tattoos.
Yeah. A perfect likeness of tattooed human skin. It's a work of art. He hears another slam and he's like, I told y'all to stop slamming doors. Let me walk in with my 3rd leg pants.
Swing it around.
You know what, Jay? I think you're right. I think it wasn't just the balls that were removed.
Yep.
Because why else would you need the metaphorical 3rd leg to become literal? But the slam was not the slamming of a door, but of one of the 7th Division soldiers falling over dead after getting sniped, because Ogata's here, baby.
Mm-hmm.
The guy where I have no idea whose side he's on. He's just here to snipe people, get the no scopes, clip it for Twitch, look cool, and move on.
Well, Ogata's whole thing is that he is after Sugimoto, but he hasn't definitively decided or picked a side. He's just kind of like, I could betray you.
It'd be really
I could do a lot of
cool if
things.
I could betray you. It'd be really cool if I did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at this point, he's just, trying to get in the midst of things because he's still attached to Division 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This kicks off the like big action sequence for this arc. The yakety sax chase that ensues. Hey, you know about Chekhov's gun? Chekhov's taxidermied polar bear.
Oh yeah.
I
just love how chill the villagers are of like, yeah, we just saw a polar bear run through here. Okay.
Yep, because Ogata just is going around shooting all these people, and then they can't find the taxidermist. But then the senile old man outside was just like, oh, white bear ran that away. It's just like, yeah, sure, you crazy old man. But turns out, taxidermist in a polar bear costume, he stole all the skins, and he's just like, I gotta go to Mr. Surumi.
I mean, that's how he got out. He put himself in the taxidermied polar bear and just kind of solid snaked his way out.
And because every character needs to be in every scene with every other main character, Sugimoto shows up the second Ogata attacked this house.
Yeah. I love it. We don't even get an establishing shot of them appearing. They, like, Sugimoto and Shiraishi just walk up like, we heard gunshots. Huh, something's going on in this house. The door's open. Ah, crap, it's the 7th Division again. God damn it. Every time.
Every time it's the 7th Division. I'm gonna stop answering the door.
Yeah, and they like just basically chase him all the way into the nearby coal mine, and then we just get like a Donkey Kong era minecart chase that lasts like
Too
several
long.
chapters.
Too long. Arguably.
I love it. The guy that's there on Tsurumi's orders, like, pulls at a guy into a minecart, and it's like, we'll escape through the mountains. I've got the skins here in this messenger bag that also has a face on it, because of course it does. Frickin' Sugimoto and Shiraishi hop into another minecart to give chase. Gunfight in the mine.
And that goes about as well as you think it would, because a pocket of flammable gas opens up and then like ignites immediately, exploding them all into a cave-in. And they're like disoriented long enough for the rest of the miners to go, oh shit, fire in the coal mine. And they start sealing the walls because that's what you do to cut off oxygen to a fire.
Mm-hmm.
The taxidermist is killed immediately in the blast. Well, not immediately. He dies slowly under some rubble, but it's just like, give these fake tattoos to Mr. Tsurumi. Tell him something about iron. He'll understand. He's smart.
Mm-hmm. And so the 7th Division guy manages to escape. It looks like Sugimoto and Shiraishi are just about done for, because he's crawling his way to the exit. But it's the exit that's sealed off. So he's like, damn it, we need to get some air. So he uses the butt of his rifle to blow open one of the boards, shove Shiraishi's face against it, because it's like, breathe, damn it, breathe. And right as the tension is reaching its peak, you turn the page, and ba-ba-da-ba, like the frickin' Kool-Aid Man, Ushiyama the Undefeated crashes through the barricade.
Because every single main character just needs to be in every single town together. Like, why?
They're collecting friends, you know? Pretty soon they're just gonna have them as the townspeople, you know? It's just a town of them.
I love it. And like, he's leaving the mines with like Shiraishi and Sugimoto over his shoulders. And Sirpa sees him and she's like, Professor Penis, you lived! You still have that old fish cake? The fish cake that she thought was his head bump.
Yep.
From the last time that we did Psycho... Wait a minute.
Yeah, seriously. It keeps coming back.
If I had a nickel for every time we redid Psycho in this. So, the reason Ushiyama was here is because Hijikata is here. Tsurumi does figure out that by wetting the leather and pressing it against iron, it would reveal that the fakes were tanned with tannin acid instead of the like metal tanning substances that other people use. So it's the mark of the true art of Edogai that would, in turn, reveal the fake. Way too much information about the chemical properties of the tanning process in human skin for me to deal with without another drink. Let's take a quick break. We're halfway through our reading. And welcome back to the show, folks, where last we left our adventurers, our questers for great treasure. We had just survived a coal mine explosion while chasing the second Ed Gein ripoff we've gotten in about as many volumes, which is if I had a nickel. And now, Sugimoto and Shiraishi and company, they are they're just kind of hanging out with Hijikata and crew.
Because every single main character is in not only this town, this taxidermy shop.
Yes.
It is
I do
the
like
taxidermy shop.
yep. I do like Hijikata just being like, we can either work together or fight to the death right now.
I love it. He cuts straight to the point. It's like, you know why I'm here, or you have an idea, and I know why you're here. Let's cut the small talk and be like, so we working together or are we going at it?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Sugimoto's like, well, I don't want anyone finding the gold until I can talk to Naparabo about some stuff. So let's work together for now. We're all hungry. Let's have dinner and we'll have a whole Last Supper panel.
Hey, you can't make any brash decisions on an empty stomach. I agree with this methodology. Yes.
Part of me was a little unnervous when I saw this because I'm like, oh no, Kirakane is sitting in Judas's place. What does that imply? Kirakane, no.
And Asupa in Jesus's position has me very concerned.
They did
'Cause
this on
someone
purpose.
because we haven't got there yet, but someone's grandma had a dream that a serpent is going to be betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Someone
so
close to
I
her.
think we glossed over this character, but the fortune teller is back, and
Yeah.
yep.
They're having their own side adventure. There is now several groups of people that are all traveling together.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love that they decide to have this whole Last Supper in this horrible room of death and then pose the dead body mannequins as other
Yep.
people in this dinner.
Yeah. Well, we needed more people. We needed more bodies for the disciples.
Yep. We need more bodies. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
So they all get together and have dinner. Shiraishi is pissing himself, being like, "Please, for the love of God, don't let Sugimoto find out that I was leaking intel to these Shinsengumi bastards." But now that they know that Lieutenant Surumi has these fakes and he has the secret on how to tell them apart, however, will our heroes be able to know and therefore not be tricked by the fakes? And it just so happens that uh what's their name? Ienaga, the the last Ed Gein ripoff, knows of a famous counterfeiter, Choan Kumagishi, who
Mhm.
Shiraishi also knows.
Mhm.
Small world of
Yep.
criminals.
They also have an idea that we don't even maybe need him. We can probably just look at these mannequins that they cut the skin off to make the fakes from, and we can kind of like put two and two together and we can point them out that way. At which point, a Molotov cocktail comes in and destroys all the evidence. Because I guess the 7th Division was waiting for a dramatically appropriate time to destroy the evidence.
Well, that rings true because I don't remember the guy's name, but other guy obsessed with Surimi, because again he got that Riz for some reason, is the one who is trying to cover this up.
Listen, either the Molotov dramatically and appropriately destroys all the evidence, or it kills all our enemies. Either way, we're gonna win. Also, this weirdo with the headpiece that has an ear on the. He's got a whole thing with ears.
Kohei, yeah.
I don't I don't know why they made this. Because the whole point was they were destroying the leather so they couldn't compare the process. But here he is just wearing a helmet made by the guy.
So I think the common denominator here is they're all unhinged and have no respect for human life because it's mentioned by Sugimoto multiple times that essentially they had left their humanity, their souls on the battlefield, and they are acting like essentially like beasts or devoid of
Mhm.
souls or empathy, whatever. So yeah, they're all unhinged. So they ear guy is like has very little qualms with wearing human skin because he collects ears and says, "Hey, Lieutenant, your Colonel Surimi, your ear looks exactly like this other ear that is very precious to me. Can I have your ear?" And he's like, "Yeah, when I
When
die,
I
you could
die,
have
sure.
my ear." Okay.
So we have a brief action scene where our newly assembled squad of badasses needs to separate again, only for them to, I'm sure, eventually reconvene perfectly. But we'll leave that to fate as everybody flees the fire. Um, Ear collecting man sees Sugimoto and is about to attack him. That distracts him long enough for Hichikata to cut his leg off. Cut his leg off so quickly and with such precision that the leg is left standing. So now that guy has lost an ear to Sugimoto and a leg to Hichikata, and I can only assume that's going to really help his mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And
So who's
then,
ready for Shireshi's backstory?
yeah,
Me.
because anytime we have anything plot relevant, we then have to have an entire hunting episode where they go hunt some woodcocks.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Shockingly
And
low amount of penis jokes for woodcock being
It's a
the.
bird. Stop
I
being
know.
weird.
but very delicious. Now they
Yeah.
need to go find the master forger, where Shiraishi learned to fall in love.
He goes to prison. He gets out of prison. He bumbles around for a little bit. He gets recognized by some law enforcement. He gets put back in a different prison. Rinse, lather, repeat.
Well, he already has a reputation from his time in juvie, so he kind of has that working very strongly against him. Literally, I'm pretty sure all law enforcement recognizes him. It's really unfortunate.
Hmm. But he gets he gets like cavity searched multiple times in the Sark.
Very explicitly, like, yeah, we're doing a cavity search. Bend over.
Grab your
Let's,
ankles.
yeah.
We're gonna just have a panel of fingers getting shoved up your butt.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point in this manga. We've seen just about everything, actually,
Hmm.
for better or for
But
worse.
we learn how Shiraishi and the Master Forger know each other. Shiraishi was giving some escape advice that he's like, "Whoa, that's really cool. I'm not actually that much of a hardened criminal. I'm just serving a life sentence because I was good at forgery, but or I'm a good artist, but it wasn't paying the bills. So I did a bunch of forgery in order to pay the bills, and then I got caught. So I'm stuck here. I am good at drawing though, so maybe that'll help convince you to let me escape. Draw me some porn."
I'll draw you the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I'll spend so much time on her. And then here she is. And it's a picture of a nun. And it is cartoonishly simple, as if a child drew a picture of a nun.
It's a oblong like sphere or like circle, a dot for a mouth, a line for a nose, two lines for eyes, and a habit.
Mhm.
Yep.
What the hell is
And it,
this? That's Sister Miyazawa. She goes from prison to prison preaching Christianity.
I love the classic sitcom level bit of, what am I supposed to do with this garbage? Throws it away. Cut to him masturbating to the picture.
He's
In the
like, I guess it'll have to do, man.
Hey Shiraishi, you know why they keep us in in odd numbers and cells? To make it harder to escape, to prevent butt buddies. Why? And everybody's sitting around the fire. Why is this relevant to the story, Shiraishi?
Canonically, why are you telling us this?
Why are you telling us about that time you checked off to a bad drawing?
So hard that your like bunkmate was just like, hey, you into butt stuff? What?
Getting booty's more important than getting food.
More important than drinking
God,
blood.
yes.
So he whacked it to that picture so much that he fell in love with the idea of this woman, and so he decided to escape.
Mm-hmm.
So through some collaborative efforts and getting some clay from the yard and getting a mold of a key and making some paper mache, they made a prison key, which Shiraishi hit up his butt. And so he got himself intentionally thrown into solitary so he could break out with it. Except right before he's about to break out with it, Shiraishi, we have to check up your butt. Oh man. But funnily enough, they don't find the key. And then Shiraishi's escaped. Whatever could have happened? You see, the stag beetle that he had with him was no stag beetle at all. Well, I assume it was at some point, but it was hollowed out, and the carapace is where the key was hidden, which is actually really clever.
Well, it kind of starts off at first with him having another type of beetle, I thought, as like a pet or something. He said that
It's
he
like a
talks
lizard,
to
I think.
Yeah, so there's precedent for this that they're just like, okay, sure, she's just weird. He keeps bugs as whatever as pets. I mean, they're not wrong. He is weird, but
He is weird. He goes on the prison break romance, the long road of love.
yeah.
And he basically does a repeating series of errors of breaking out of a prison, trying to find a nun who goes from prison to prison to preach Christianity, going to that prison to find the nun, getting caught because he's a wanted fugitive at a prison. And this happens like 3 times.
Yep.
Until finally he's like about to be executed and he's just like, yeah, I probably should break out of this place, I guess. And then he sees a nun in a habit walk by and he's just like, wait, is that my beautiful sister? Is that the woman of my dreams? And he like escapes and breaks into the church and goes like, excuse me, Sister Miyazawa, are you the most beautiful woman I've heard about? And she turns and she looks identical to the painting.
It turned out that the counterfeiter was actually a very good artist.
It's
He
stunning
just
likeness.
meant beauty in a different sense,
Yeah.
more as I guess a muse type thing.
Yeah. Wait, so that's and the circus uncle is like, that's the end of the story? What was the point of this? I'm saying that Kumagishi is a talented artist. I think you're
It's
full of
very
it. We're just gonna
accurate.
I think you're full of it. We're just gonna we're gonna throw you in the Supermax prison so you can talk to Naparabo and then get your ass out of there and we can speedrun the plot. And then we get some old man remembrance where Shinpachi and I keep blanking on his name. Hijikata. There's so many names in this.
Yeah, because they just keep accumulating, and literally we have like the party of like 25 people constantly.
Yeah. The two old guys about how they ran into each other at a prison once. And they finally get to the prison where Kumagishi is, only to find out that he's dead. He was shot about a year ago. So womp womp.
Womp womp.
We then cut to Sugimoto in the woods, and I'm like, hold on. There's no way that dude's dead.
Yep. Well, guess we're just gonna go throw Shiraishi in the Supermax prison. Oh, hey, look, an Ainu village. Let's go there and rest.
We get to see their bear cub cage, and it's just a ball of hair sticking out. There's just shit piled up beneath it. Like, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is actually a first sign or indication that something is amiss.
Because I love this. Sugimoto. He's like, I've been traveling with a Sirpa for a while, so I understand Ainu manners. So, you bumbling idiots, just follow my lead. I'm going to explain everything that's going on here. I'm the guide now. And Asirpa's just standing off to the side, like, something's extremely sus here. But they all get inside. There's, the men and the women sitting around the fire. Asirpa says something in Ainu that the women react to, the men do not. Or the men react with like nervousness, but the women are like, "Oh, thankfully." And so Asirpa's response to this very strange behavior is to jump up and say, "I gotta poop. I'll be back." But that's when she's taken prisoner. We learn the situation. The men here are not Ainu; they are yakuza that broke out of a prison, killed the men in this village, and have been pretending to be Ainu in order to hide away from justice. And because travelers that come through here, they're like, "Oh, people who speak Japanese. Great. Oh, the women are saying something? Oh, I don't speak Ainu. What's she saying? She's saying how happy she is to see you, and how willing we are to have travelers over. Here, drink all this booze. I promise not to stab you while you're asleep." What? And yeah, Matt was right. The counterfeiter isn't dead. He's here printing fake money.
Yep.
Yeah.
They do a whole thing with like a traditional Ainu stick, and they're like, "I bet you don't know what this is used for," and it's like they just set them up, and then they immediately find out they're fakes. And Sugimoto kills a lot of people,
Mm.
Yeah.
like a lot. He always kills a lot of people. This is a lot of people.
Well, yeah, because once they realize they're fakes and Asirpa hasn't come back yet, she is clearly in danger, so he enters big protective mode.
I love the fact that what tips him off is the fact that the guy posing as the chief or clan leader says, "Oh, she's taken a while. Oh, she probably is working with one of the other village women on embroidery." And literally,
Asirpa
uh,
enjoying embroidery? What have you done with her?
exactly. She's not known for her interest in traditional womanly pursuits, so that immediately tips him off. She would never.
Can I just say, I love the cover of Chapter 89. Apocalypse Now. Immortal Sugimoto, Ushiyama the Undefeated, and Ogata the Wildcat go berserk. As, yeah, no, they... Sirpa and the counterfeiter hear the chaos begin to start, and he's like, "Oh no, that was your companions shouting. These men are violent criminals. I pity your friends." And Sirpa's like, "I pity those criminals."
Yeah, they are, I pity them. We have no idea. You have no idea what you have unleashed.
Sugimoto kills a lot of people because one of the Yakuza is like, "One shout from me and my men will slit the girl's throat." So Sugimoto shoves the like ritual stick up his mouth and then breaks his neck. "You ain't shouting anymore."
Love it.
My favorite panel is when Sugimoto steps out from the hut and is surrounded by two dudes. He blocks a blow from an axe with his gun, stabs a guy with the bayonet, steals his knife, and then buries the knife in the other attacker's head with the dull edge.
Mhm.
That's not even the cutting edge of the knife, and he just drove it into this man's skull, backhanded. And now that the illusion is broken and chaos has erupted, the women start beating the shit out of the Yakuza, which
Yeah,
is pretty
getting
based.
revenge because they completely, did the thing where they they kill off all of the men or the males in the village. So they're getting revenge for husbands, for fathers, for everyone who's been
Sons and
murdered at
brothers.
their hands.
At one point, Ushiyama judo throws a guy so hard he breaks the the bear out of the cage. The fully grown and very angry bear.
Yes, and the bear, not understanding what he's dealing with, attempts to fight this man, who
Well,
promptly just whoops the bear and Yes, with his bare hands. Pun intended.
The bear is ripping apart the Yakuza. Ushiyama sees the bear attacking a particular guy and sees, that guy has the tattoos. I can't let you shred those tattoos, bear. And they square off.
It's glorious.
After he throws the bear down the hill, his line is, "Go tell your bear friends about the legend of Ushiyama, the undefeated." The
I like
bear's
to
like,
believe in my own headcanon that bear did just that and told all of his bear friends about Ushia.
he's the bear. Looks out at the forest, looks back up the hill, sees Ushiyama aura farming, literally with a Super Saiyan like glow around him, and is like, "You know what? I don't want the smoke. I'm leaving." They found the counterfeiter only to have him die in the battle because one of the Yakuza tries to shoot Sugimoto with a poisoned arrow, and because Sugimoto is immortal, the arrow whizzes underneath his arm and buries in the gut of the counterfeiter. It leaves him alive long enough to say that, yeah, the key is going to be that the fakes are going to be really high quality because counterfeiters like us are actually just like artists who want recognition. Blech. Though his last line, "I wanted to make something authentic that would transform the life of the one who saw it." And it's a picture of the nun drawing.
I mean, it did transform Shirai's life.
Yep.
Just not in the way that I think anyone intended.
It made him super good at escaping from jails. Or
Yep.
I guess he was already super good. He just
He was. That was the problem.
It gave him motivation to transcend his limits.
What men won't do for love.
Speaking of, Asirpa walks into the village and sees the horde of bodies. Ogata's standing over them saying, "Yeah, Sugimoto did most of this himself." It's pretty nuts.
I mean, she kind of saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was like, "You don't understand." Tsukimoto is very protective. Very
Yes,
protective.
he is. We get like half of a horror sting after Ogata saying that he's a scary guy. Sugimoto puts his hand on Asirpa's shoulder and she looks scared for like a fraction of a second until page turn. Sugimoto, bloody, not his blood, but like battle worn, but looking very concerned, being like, "Are you okay? They didn't hurt you, did they?" And yeah, Asirpa's having some mixed feelings. Raishi having a nightmare that Sugimoto found out that he's a snitch and stabbed him to death. So he's like, "I need to get out of here before Sugimoto figures out what I did. Let me just sneak out of the inn that we're in." He drops down, walks out of an alley, whole bunch of soldiers. "Hey, wait a minute, you're Shiraishi!"
Yeah, infamous. His reputation precedes him. Arrest
That it
on
does.
sight. And main crew hatches a plot. It's like, so do we rescue him? I mean,
I do like how Volume 10 starts off with a crudely drawn the story so far, in case you had no idea what was going on. Problem is, this is not enough to summarize what is going on.
true. So we talked about how there is side plot with the fortune teller and is it, I keep forgetting his name, but I think it's Genjiro.
Yeah, they're really just trying to find a Serpa because Grandma had a dream that she's going to be betrayed by someone close to her and die, and the Ainu treat dreams really importantly.
Mhm.
Yes. So that's going on the side. Meanwhile, the two old men have decided that they are going to rescue Shiraishi. And there's a whole lot of trials and tribulations where they try to distract the arresting force and say, "Oh no, my house has caved in. Dear please, strong police officer, can you rescue my grandma?"
It's literally just Looney Tunes plots of like, yes, well, we're a candy salesman, and Shiraisi keeps not going with them each time, either because he's an idiot or he's still thinking that Sugimoto is going to murder him for betraying him. Column A, column B.
Yeah, I just have to say, each of these like subsequent chapters of them depicting their prophesized torture of Shiraishi, they really go crazy with the interpretations. Because I'm like, come on, guys, have him strung up, being like in provocative positions. Okay, but this manga. Anyway, so um Surimi and Tsukishima, who is the weird guy about the ears, they have a sort of gathering where they're talking about what their next steps are. And there is a weird back and forth over Tsukishima's dependency on morphine, because in that house attempt to destroy the evidence about the skins, he ends up losing his leg, and that is subsequently replaced by an eccentric arms dealer who has fashioned a prosthetic with a gun in it, because why not?
I think you're missing the best character, Jay. You mean Army Lieutenant General Naruzo Arisaka, who just comes around and has apparently, like, his hearing got damaged in the war, so he just runs around yelling state secrets. Airplanes are going to be the future! I invented the machine gun!
Yes.
Have I done nothing but become a merchant of death? Meanwhile, Lieutenant Surumi is just like, no, it's great. We'll kill so many people. It's truly art. Oh.
Yeah, these guys are
Yes.
cracked. Anyway,
Great
so
and terrible slaughter.
while they're plotting more murders and
More war crimes.
yes, more war crimes, um, the quest to free or retrieve Shiraishi continues. So you have the two old men who are trying to actively extract Shiraishi before he gets to the police barracks. Shiraishi does not take the opportunities that they give him, and it's alluded to that they give him multiple opportunities to escape. But for whatever reason, he's too dense or just doesn't want to escape. Anyway, so he's taken into custody. And Sugimoto and the other prisoner they take
There was
into their
one.
custody.
Yeah, there was one survivor from the Ainu village, and he happened to be the guy who has a tattoo on him.
Mhm.
Yes, and
He
his special talent is that he is a um well, he was charged with like identity theft and essentially and just swindling. He assumes identities of high profile people, and um yeah. So they use that to their advantage to have him impersonate a guard to the prison that Shiraishi is being held at. And he apparently is a pretty good dead ringer. So he bargains, being kept alive so that he can help them bust their friend out.
Yeah, because the alternative is Sugimoto is just going to kill him.
Yes.
Mhm.
There's a whole thing with the fortune teller lady pretending to help them find coal. I'm not 100% sure what the point of that was.
So the point of that is that they're doing their side quest trying to find a Serpa separately from the main cast, and she happens to get pulled away by a separate random guy who is essentially using his sister-in-law as a fortune teller scammer. And they apparently around this time there's a little author's note that indicates clairvoyance was a popular scam around this time, especially when it came to prospecting for resources. So they were this guy was trying to use his sister-in-law as a clairvoyant medium speaker to identify the ideal location to extract coal, which is a very lucrative business, as I'm sure you can imagine. And he would obviously like rake in his fee. But apparently, the sister in law goes missing or escapes, and he just happens to run into this Ainu woman who, you know, claims to also have some kind of clairvoyance. And he's like, great, you can be a stand-in. I have this deal that I'm supposed to be meeting up with these guys, these prospectors at a certain time. You can stand in for her. It doesn't even matter if your gift is real or not. I just need someone to stand in for my sister. So she does, and so they meet the prospectors, but they end up instead, she kind of throws a loophole and leads them to the missing sister-in-law. And that immediately exposes this guy's scam, and the prospectors are like, what the heck? And she's like, yeah. So I think still if
No, yeah, I understood the side quest. I wasn't really sure what the entire point of it was. What it sets up is dude who's part of that trio, I forget, but he needs to like step up and save them, and there's a whole like gunfight, and the little boy goes like, "Hey, we really are a family,"
yes.
which is cool. I just wish this side like trio I cared about more.
Well, it kind of ties in because the newly found sister-in-law, it alludes to the
Okay.
fact that she really did
That's some
have
good
some
thinking.
element of clairvoyance because she alludes to, hey,
Good luck.
Asurpa, the girl you're looking for is potentially in danger. Someone is what you're seeking, there is danger attached to it. And so we fade away from the side quest back to the main party. That is the title.
Lots of side quests.
Yeah.
So they disguise the criminal as the warden of the prison that Nopobo is in.
Mhm.
He's coming to get Shiraishi transferred back to him. There was a whole back and forth of the main guy kind of buying it, but Lieutenant Sarumi is immediately don't give Shiraishi over to him. I don't care. And conveniently for Sarumi, there is a man there who knows not immediately of the warden, but enough to know that there is a special dialect, which Impersonator, really good on his whole game, studied that dialect overnight. What he didn't study was that the warden has never touched alcohol. So when he is asked, "Hey, how you still a heavy drinker?" and he goes, "Not anymore with age." And upon that note, both him and the guard he brought immediately get shot. It revealed that the masked guard this entire time has been Sugimoto. And Sugimoto grabs Shiraishi and just rips him out of there.
Excellent work, Sugimoto.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what you got to do.
So,
And
yes, as they're escaping this, they flee to a hot air balloon, or it might just be a
blimp, basically.
blimp. Yeah. Yeah, there's a blimp. We're exploring all the technology for the time. And so Sugimoto, the whole gang, piles into this blimp and they're fleeing the police now. And they end up flying into a mountainous, desolate area. There is a segue where they start fiddling with the motor or the engine or whatever, and it goes down, of course. And they are stranded in the desolate wilderness. So Asurpa's keen survival skills need click in, and they end up finding some deer, and sleeping in the deer carcasses for warmth. Because,
classic.
of course, Shiraishi begins to exhibit extreme symptoms of hypothermia, the phenomenon that's specifically known as I don't know what it's called.
Hypothermia?
No, where they start stripping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the end stage of hypothermia where you start overheating or you start feeling
You
like
think
you're
you're
overheating.
overheating. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, we need to go fast. We need to like find some warmth because Shiraishi's like he's not gonna be. He's starting to show this really bad signs.
Yep.
Yeah. So they end up sleeping in carcasses, and they sleep through the night. Are awoken abruptly by some curious bears because
You're
hello, you're sleeping in animal corpses.
you're really
Um,
skimming over the fact that Asurpa and Sugimoto have to like cuddle together for warmth overnight, and
no, they've done that before.
But Asurpa keeps just wanting to talk about like, hey, you want to bring me to your hometown? And Sugimoto's just like, I don't want to talk about that right now. I don't want to talk about my best friend's wife who I wanted to be married to. Uh, stop. You don't get to visit my hometown. That's not going to be a good idea. Stop. Let's go to bed.
We're just gonna sleep.
We're just going to sleep.
I love the human pyramid. The like, uh, just, the whole blimp escape is spectacular. Anything involving a blimp is spectacular, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing of the soldiers doing the like World War Z zombies climbing the wall thing.
Oh. And of course, Shiraishi had to go into the dead elk by the butt,
Yep.
Yes,
as you do.
Yep.
And
for he is Shiraishi.
yep.
Yep.
And the final chapter of our reading is really just checking in with what the other party's doing after they're awoken from their dead elk nap while like 4 bears are eating the things they're sleeping inside.
Because
So,
the bears be hungry because they're like, oh, great, easy food.
yeah, because they're in the Valley of Many Brown Bears, which probably shouldn't have gone there, really.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, and we end on Surumi and new character who I can't remember the name of. Um, just another person who's deeply in love with Lieutenant Surumi.
He's
This
got that
man,
riz. It doesn't make sense.
He's got something about him.
yeah, he just likes men who are wearing other men's skin.
Lieutenant Koito. I think that's his. Yeah. Um, he is very, very happy to please Senpai. Because he was able to recover one of the fake skins that Surimi wanted in circulation. Um, to which he is expecting praise, but he's only given half of what he wants and is told to go away. It is very strange.
Just fuck off. Get out of here.
But yeah, that is our reading.
Woo.
Gosh, I love this manga.
It's
Never a dull
great.
moment.
Seriously, never a dull moment. Even the like downbeat chapters are still
What downbeat? There's never a truly like downbeat. There's always some insanity happening.
Jay, what are you talking about? This manga has so many cooking chapters. Like what?
Like
By
the cooking
definition,
chapters. Thank you.
I'm not saying you can't like them. I'm saying they're objectively a downbeat. Like,
except for all the parts where Shiraishi has to be a butt monkey in them. But that's just pacing.
yep.
So yeah, in this reading, favorite character and favorite fight. God, favorite character is hard to say. I
Would you
really
say
like
it's a
Sugi.
hard on to say? Is your favorite character Erection, Sam?
No, no, it's Shiraishi. My favorite character was Shiraishi. His whole stupid, like, Wile E. Coyote arc of pulling off these expert master escapes and then getting caught again and then escaping again and then getting caught again and just over and over and over, culminating in the one last "Hey, you're Shiraishi" joke. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
Really, he really needs to have like one of those prison passports cuz I mean, he's been to just about every juvenile detention and jail like on
In
yeah, in
Japan.
Japan. It's kind of crazy. Everyone knows him of him.
Nowadays.
Uh
Yeah,
um
so Shiraishi's my favorite character. My favorite fight, lots of really good ones. But no, it's Ushiyama judo throwing the bear. It's got to be Ushiyama judo throwing the bear. Nothing compares to that. In fact, it's so impressive that all the Ainu women are like, so hey, all our husbands are dead, and you judo threw a bear. That was hot. Will you begin a
objectively,
new
yeah.
generation with us? And he has to be dragged away,
They
leaving
do
Yes.
need to replace all those men they lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they have an actual dilemma on their hands because they don't have like any children. There are no sons. Nobody.
And so they drag. He has to be dragged away, leaving 3 furrows in the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, all I'm saying is, ladies, it seems like a good idea at first, but then you have to remember, if he gets surprised, you will be turned into an improvised throwing weapon.
Well, they died doing what they love.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my answer. Matt, how about you?
Favorite character in this reading has definitely got to be weird taxidermy dude. He was great. I love the creepiness. They really doubled down on the like Edward Bates angle.
Mm-hmm.
And just him behind that door with the hands and ear mask. I'm just like, okay, this guy's gonna be great. And then the fashion walk and the like homosexual love angle with Sarumi, and like he was a mile a minute, and I loved him for it. Oh,
Yeah. No, I agree.
and then favorite fight, I gotta go with I mean Ushiyama versus the bear is obviously the best one. Just like the bear getting thrown down the hill, looking back up as if it's gonna charge back at Ushiyama, looking back at the freedom and openness of nature and going like, no, you know what, I'm done. And leaving. And
I do
Ushiyama
not want
going
the
like,
smoke.
yep, and Ushiyama going like, ah yes, go tell your bear friends about how I defeated you. Oh, but just in the matter of being different, loved the minecart fight. The minecart fight was
Yeah.
insane.
The minecart fight was just, when did this become Donkey Kong?
Exactly. I was waiting for you to mention that. I was like, what? Zany craziness.
And how about you, Jay? Favorite character, favorite fight?
So, for favorite character, I honestly have to give it again to Asurpa. She is my soul animal. Um, yeah. However, my favorite fight, while also took place during the captive Ainu village scene. However, I would have to say Sugimoto, John Wicking, all of those.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yakuza. A Serpa would never do embroidery. What?
I still can't get over the using the dull edge of the knife on that guy. Like, that there's anger and then there's what the hell?
Yes.
Ugh. And predictions on the plot at this point. I think I'm, Matt, you pointing out that Asirpa's uncle was the one in the Judas position during the Last Supper panel. Yeah, I'm thinking that something's gonna happen where he's gonna be the one that um ends up betraying her, and Asirpa's either going to die or nearly die. Um,
We kind of skimmed over. He did have a flashback where he talked with Asurpa's father about like making a boat, and that
yeah.
was kind of ominous. And Asurpa had a dream where her dad said, "Never forget this message I am going to tell you." And then she wakes up and is like, "Shit, god damn it."
hmm And I'm I'm pretty sure he's the uncle on her father's side, right?
Uh, I think it was her mother's side.
Uh,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
might
because the
yeah, it'd be on the mother's side. So, but he might still know about Naparabo's like partisan plans.
Ah, I could see that being shared between like men.
Yeah, so I I think he's going to end up like doing something like for the greater good or for the plan, and it's going to end up getting a Serpa killed somehow or nearly killed. Hopefully, just nearly.
nah,
There's a
she
lot
needs to be
about
nah, Asurpa needs to be killed so Sugimoto can go on a rampage for the remainder of the manga, just killing everyone he meets.
Yeah,
yeah.
basically. You don't understand. A Serpa is the puppy.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Literally.
Either that or it'll look like she's gonna die, and Sugimoto finally bites it by eating the attack for her.
Mhm. And then he
Yeah,
goes to
that.
bang his dead friend's wife in heaven.
Please, no. I don't need to think about that.
And that's yeah, that's my prediction. Anything from you guys?
So I do think that Asurpa is going to reunite with her dad, and I do think that there is going to be some revelation more about his background and more about his vision for what he wanted to accomplish for Hokkaido. Um I just don't think Asurpa's going to be, I don't know. I feel like there's too much plot armor for something seriously bad to happen to Asurpa.
hmm
Um I do, I don't know. I feel like there's just way too much foreshadowing cuz there have been multiple um clairvoyant events that have led up to something bad happening to Usurpa.
hmm
Whether directly or indirectly regarding like their efforts to find her, to save her, to do whatever, there is just something bad is going to happen related to that group.
Yeah.
Um,
And for every moment this manga has about how, oh no, this isn't supernatural. This is just this natural thing that happened that got exaggerated by legend into appearing to be supernatural. There's like two other things that are like, I don't know, God, the Kami work in mysterious ways. Or the Kamui in this case.
yeah. So I guess that leads us to if anyone has any other predictions or speculations they would like to share. Would we continue reading? I myself, absolutely. This is one of my favorite manga that we've read for the podcast. As I've said before, I really just enjoy the setting, the wild and zany plot, the characters. Absolutely for me. How about you, Sam?
Oh, 1,000%. I anything that can have a minecart fight into like bear wrestling into a blimp escape, like I keep thinking, how are they going to top whatever zany action sequence happened last time? How are we going to do better than riding a prototype Model T to hunt to like chase down some killer bears? It turns out we can top that. We can top anything, including the bears.
Literally.
A
Yeah.
bear will be topped on every page.
So does that mean you'll continue reading, Matt?
Yes, obviously. I love that the amount of bears that happen in each of our reading has gone steadily up each time. There was like 7 bears in this reading.
Yeah, it used to be like a single bear was like this, and like they're still dangerous. There's still like a plot defining threat. But
Yeah.
now it's just like, oh yeah, well we need to raise the stakes. I put in another bear. Fuck it. So yeah, thank you everybody once again for tuning into the Over Manga Cast. As always, you can find us on all your social medias where we are at Over Manga Cast.
You can reach us out overmongcast.com. We got a comment section there. We love hearing from you. We love getting recommendations. This here, recommendation, although we would have read it on our own anyway. We love Golden Kamuy. But we appreciate reviews in any and all forums. If you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead, drop a comment. Send us something at overmongcast@gmail.com. There's a comment section on overmongcast.com. Tell us things you want us to read. We'll probably get around to it.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, what are we reading next time, Sam?
Love is in the air for how many times is this?
They keep making more chapters of it. I don't know how.
The 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Chapters 84 through 104. I have to count on my fingers every time for the number of reallys. We'll see you all on 2 Thursdays. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.